To create the base mesh, I add a round cube. Using the grab brush, I push and pull it into shape. With Din Topo enabled, the snake hook brush allows me to pull out geometry. The clay strip brush is useful for adding and removing volume, which can then be smoothed out by holding Shift. Using the crease brush, you can sketch out some ideas for refining the shape on the geometry. The scrape brush is good for creating more angular and flattened hard surface shapes. Areas you don't like can just be erased with the smooth brush. Create some panel cuts using the mask brush. Using the curve stroke method, we can keep them nice and angular. Enable symmetry so you get both sides. Select the mesh filter in the tool panel. Set filter type to Inflate. Drag the mouse cursor to the right to inflate. Press Alt-M to clear the mask. Then set filter type to Smooth. It's a good idea to remesh at this point. So sample the geometry and then click on Remesh and wait for a moment. Finally, drag the mouse cursor to the right to smooth the geometry. One way to work with high polygon counts is to split an object into several smaller objects. Once you've created a rough base shape, you can use Mask Extract to extract geometry. Press E and choose a more hard surface friendly stroke method, such as Curve. Draw some panel cuts. Then invert the mask with Ctrl I. I want to remesh this object because I don't need that much geometry at this stage and I don't want everything to be slowed down. In the remesh options, check Paint Mask so you can remesh without losing the mask. Choose a voxel size and click on Remesh. Go to Mask, Mask Extract. Click on OK. New geometry has been created based on the masked parts. We can hide the original round cube in the outliner. A solidify modifier was added automatically. We can increase the thickness of the extracted geometry. If we unhide the round cube, we can select all its vertices in edit mode and scale them down. Add a remesh modifier to the new geometry and set a voxel size that looks okay. It doesn't have to be too high res. Then right-click and choose Visual Geometry to Mesh to apply all modifiers. Using the mesh filter set to smooth, we can smooth out the remeshed geometry. If you want to separate these into individual objects, select all in edit mode and press B. Then choose Separate by Loose Parts. Hover over an object and press Alt-Q in sculpt mode to sculpt on it. Or click left of the item in the outliner. The current object selected for sculpting is then indicated with a brush icon. Now we can use the scrape brush in combination with a line or curve stroke method to add some beveling to the edges of these objects. And using a multi-res modifier to increase the resolution, we can add detail to the individual objects by using alpha textures. For more info about this, watch the previous hard surface sculpting tips video. Using a multi-res modifier, by default only the detail on the currently active object is shown. Using Line Project, we can quickly create hard surface shapes. Add a round cube. Set it to quad sphere with an arc value of 100 or more. The round cube is available after you enable the Extra Objects add-on in Preferences. In Sculpt mode, select the Line Project tool. In case your quad sphere is too low res for your taste, go back to Object mode. Right-click and choose Change Round Cube, then increase the arc value. Enable Mesh Symmetry. Drag the left mouse button to use the Line Project tool. Pressing F flips the direction. You can hold the spacebar to move the position of the line. Hold Ctrl to constrain the angle. Check Limit to Segment if you want to limit the effect to where you draw the line. The Line Project tool flattens geometry, but doesn't actually do any Boolean cutting. so it's a good idea to remesh after you've finished using it. Press Shift R to preview the remesh resolution. Then press Ctrl R to remesh the geometry. This will make it easier to continue sculpting on it. When you add another round cube, it will remember the previous settings you used.